Hello and welcome to the 100th Sheepdog Says. I can't believe I've done 100 of these in a row now. I say in a row, I did skip a couple of days due to recording issues, being ill, whatever. It should have probably been Friday or Saturday last week that this was episode 100, but here we are, 100 videos in the bank, and because it was suggested on Twitter, and because it's something that I did speak to Kev about a long time ago, 100 seems like a good milestone to reflect on what I've done so far, where I started, where I am now, and just generally look at the whole vlogging YouTube experience and just what it's been like, really. I feel a little bit regretful that I kind of did the whole thing on a whim. There was just one day when I did a blog post moaning about the fact that I needed to get better at it and do more with it, and Kev just said, I'm going to abuse you until you get on YouTube and start recording. And I just picked up my iPad and propped it and just looked into it and started talking. And so the first, 4, 5, 6 videos are me just looking down at an iPad and kind of propping it so that I thought, wrongly, it would just look like the wall behind me was flat and that would be that. But no, obviously it was really clear that I was just doing that the whole video. It didn't really work. I think I just wanted to get started. Kev's point was just start recording, start talking, see what happens. And I guess it worked out all right because eventually I then realised, well, I think he suggested that my camera on my phone was probably a better quality than the camera on my iPad. Now that seems to have been the case. This one does up to 4K. The amount of issues I've had trying to accidentally record in 4K and trying to convert it so that it goes on YouTube, and the files are massive, and oh my God, I don't record in 4K ever again. Because yeah, 1080p is fine. That's probably too much for my ugly mug, but here we are. I wouldn't say starting off was like my lowest point. I think the biggest mistakes I've had are probably content mistakes. I did some videos about The Walking Dead. I did some videos about Infinity War when that was a big film that everyone was talking about. And those videos just flopped. Like, days later, they'd barely had 10 views. I don't even know what they're at now. I tried to have a quick look earlier and couldn't find them, but I would be surprised if they were over 20 views because they're a little bit spur of the moment. They're only relevant for that point in time. People don't like The Walking Dead. No one wants to talk about it. No one wanted to be spoilt for Infinity War, so both of those were bad ideas. I'm a bit disappointed in the Infinity War one because that was my wife's first foray into being on a video, and I don't think many people saw it because it was spoilery. So, you know, that kind of felt like a bad idea. It made me think more about the content I put out. I think I did a talk about football an hour before a match, so then it meant that literally anyone who watched it after that hour, it was irrelevant. And again, that felt like a really badly planned out idea. I think it was just that particular moment I was stressing. I think it was the last game of the season or a big game in Tottenham's season. So me talking about it was relevant, and I put it up on the internet, but by the time I'd put it up and I'd watched the game, I was like, why did I release that? I think I was trying to share it again the next day on Twitter and just thought, I don't know why I even did a video about that. That seems like a really bad idea. So I guess that is the main thing that's bothered me, content-wise. I keep hammering the fact that I haven't found a niche yet, and I wish I could. I have ideas of videos I want to do, but they don't really come together. I've tried a few bits that haven't really worked. I don't have anything I'm that passionate about at the moment that I can just go with. I feel like the highest points for me so far have been the videos with my children. I think they've been really enjoyable. I love the debut video for Lamp Up with her Warhead Challenge. Episode 17 I wrote down. That seems like so long ago now. I love bringing her on it. She's really excited to be on it. I think she's a natural. She makes me act slightly differently on the videos, and I feel like that's good. I feel like I introduce her and talk to her, and I like watching them back and just seeing that kind of bond and that kind of rapport that we have. And then bringing Bosco into it with the Comic-Con video was another highlight because the whole family got involved. Kirsty was on a video, the baby was kind of there. You just got to see a little bit of all of us out and about. And that was fun because I recorded it in segments and I edited it together and I left bits out. And, you know, I'd kind of cut it at certain points to make the video display. You know, it's a bit more editorial. I kind of displayed the message I want to display. You know, I think it showed the frustrations of Bosco getting himself all dirty well, but then going on to the better parts of the day and so forth. So I think those, the Warhead one and that one are my two sort of top ones that I'm most proud of, I'm most happy with. I'm very pleased about the freehold rant that I did. I kind of proved to myself that if there is a cause or an issue I want to talk about, I can get it spread out. I can get the word out there. So that was something where I went and put the video out to a few groups, a few people that I knew who were championing the cause, and that's probably my most watched video to date. It's still not in the high realms of like retirement on the amount of people that have watched it. It didn't even breach 500 probably, maybe a little bit higher than that if it did. But I'm pleased to know that if I had something I needed to get out there and there was a backing behind it, it would work. It's also proven to me again, if I do find a niche, then I know how to get that niche to people who'd be interested in it. I know I can do it well. People were happy with the rant I did about it because I covered all the points. I didn't get stupid about it. You know, I got it right, and that was sort of, you know, that showed me I can do it. I can get behind something like that. I don't know what I want to do next though. I look at it all and there's certain things I want to sort out. For example, I took a picture recently of my setup when I'm recording, and it hasn't evolved. There's just a bedside lamp there. There's a bottle of grenadine behind the camera to keep it in place. There's a little box that my phone sits on because it's the right height to get me in the picture like this, and they're on top of a laptop table, and that's what I have to record with. I want to get some sort of tripod so I can just have the camera there. If I had a tripod and some sort of proper light that would make the lighting just right, that would probably do me for a longer period. I could do another 100 episodes without having a problem. But then equally, I'm kind of like, there's not that big of a deal with what I've got now. The kit is fine, it does the job. I prop it all together. When I'm done, the lamp goes back on the shelf, the bottle goes back under there because it's never going to get drank. The box just goes tidied away, and the laptop table follows me in to do some editing. So it's not the end of the world, but I don't know, I don't feel legitimate while I've got this kit the way it is. I feel like I am just cobbling it together in my kitchen, which I am, I guess, that's the point. So whilst I'm still doing it just at a desk like this, I suppose it doesn't really matter, but if I ever wanted to go out and about, it'd be handy to hold it and just turn the camera around and not have to try and fiddle with settings and stuff. But even then, I'm not sure how often. I suppose if I had it, I'd do it, but who knows. The other thing I wanted to look at was Kev recommended a webcam that he said was amazing and good for it. I think the worst part about doing the videos is that when I've finished and I press off on my phone, I have to go in the other room and send it to my laptop, and that takes about 30 minutes a good day. And then I have to edit it and upload it. Whereas I'm kind of like, if I recorded it straight onto the Mac using a decent webcam with a microphone built in, or my nice podcasting microphone, then it'd already be on the Mac, and I could stick it straight on the internet once I'd edited it, and it would probably speed the whole process up by like twice the speed. I don't want to get too boring and technical with all of that, but I am thinking there's little things like that would make a difference to make it quicker, and if it took less time to edit it, I could spend more time planning around it and stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to think of what would make it better, but I've mentioned this before. The big thing for me, I think, is finding the theme. Because if I find the theme and the content and I've got a focus to it, then I can do all the branding and I can do the end screens of all the watch this or do this or whatever. I kind of feel like I can't really do all that. If I'm recommending someone who's just watched a video about The Walking Dead, that they go and watch the video about my axolotl dying, I'm kind of like, they're not really the same thing. Whereas if I was doing the sweet challenge and then I linked straight to the jelly bean challenge and that video linked to whatever challenge, that would be different. But doing a challenge series seems a bit, I don't know, it's a bit played out. It's fun to do with my kids, I love it, but I think if we did them every day, you'd get bored, and my taste buds can't hack that every single day. It was vile doing the one at the weekend with these awful jelly beans. They're still sat next to me. I feel like when I look at the box, I can smell them. I still need to learn more about things like clickbait. I've got a lot of learning to do, I think. I need to learn more about my covers because at the moment I'm using Canva and I'm putting the title up to the side. That'll do, but I'd like to get better at that. I don't really know what to do with that, and I've tried to do a bit of reading, but everyone I look at on YouTube does pretty much the same. It's just I need a change of font, I guess. I need to have pictures of me just leaning to the one side so that I can put it up there. I can be like, hey, and then, you know, put that in as the cover art. But I'm not that kind of person. I can't have a me going holding up like 100 because that's what someone with an artistic mind would do, whereas I'm a bit more like a logical mind. I don't know, it just putting the words up telling you what it's about feels logical to me, so I do that. The clickbaity one I mentioned, I need to get better. Kev's the master of a clickbaity title at the moment. He knows exactly what to write that you're like, oh, I'll click that. Whereas I think the one that did me the most favours was when I called it something like, I can't believe they called the police. And then I put that out, and so many people clicked it to find out what the hell I'd had the police called on me for. I felt naughty putting it because it was true that someone had called the police because Pokemon Go players had been congregating outside their house, but it just felt like I could have just said, oh, some idiot called the police on us for playing Pokemon. It feels bad doing it. I tried to look up better ways to do it, but most websites say don't do it. And I don't want to trick people into watching them, but I know it's all about judging a book by its cover and all of those things. So I know it is true that this bit needs to be, like the bit where it's just me frozen going, ah, has to be enticing enough to make people watch it. Because if I'm just kind of going, then people are going to be like, well, that's just some guy looking bored in his own video. Why would I watch it? I'm mentally taking note of all these different times I've paused thinking, that's a cover, that's a cover. I think I've got the hang of tagging stuff, because I got this tool. I'll have to find a name of it because it was interesting. It charges a stupid amount a year, and I looked at it, did a trial of it, and if I'm not spending that much on it, all the good stuff was hidden. And then they sent me an email offering it for half price, an email offering it for 25% of the price, and an email offering it for a one-off fee of like $20 or something. And I thought maybe if I just keep going, they'll just hand me it. But judging by how quickly it funneled down, but I just ended up giving them the $20, and now I use it, and it's quite handy. It helps me get recommended tags and stuff. But again, until I've got a theme, I don't think I'll see the benefit of those. They don't seem to. They're not going to just throw up a vlogger. I'm a person who talks. It's got to be like just niche about, I don't know, if I did a podcast about the royal family constantly, then it would suggest stuff about Prince Harry and I don't know why the royal family came to mind. But, you know, there'd be trending events like the royal wedding. There'd be things that are going on with them. There'd be people searching for specific titles and stuff, and you can pick and choose which ones are good. There's lots of people who abuse that, like they'd put in their, I don't know, Lelujo vlog, and then when you're typing that in, it'd come up with my one, and you think, why would you want to do that? Again, tricking people is not the answer, so I'm not into any of that kind of stuff. I don't like the idea of clickbait, but that feels like that's part and parcel of the game. But tricking people does not seem like my shtick at all. I'm not up for that at all. I guess there's justification for saying you're like somebody, but I'm not like anyone at the moment that I'm aware of, because no one's just sat behind a table droning on like I am. Most people have a theme, and that's what's eluding me. I feel cursed. I want to do more videos with the children because they are fun, and I really enjoy the moments with them, and I like the fact that we can watch them back in the future, especially as Lamp Up and Bosco get older. I'd love to be able to say to them, do you remember when we recorded this? And they'll be like, oh, I can't believe thousands of people have watched that and we're world famous now. No, hopefully that'll happen, but it'll be nice to show them and embarrass them that they didn't realise when they were 5 and 9 that them being goofy on a video was going to get seen by loads of people. Maybe I shouldn't put on too much, but no, I think they enjoy it. I think people enjoy it. I'd edit out anything too bad anyway. But anyway, I've droned on a bit, and this wasn't quite the celebration I wanted it to be. I have really enjoyed doing these videos, and I really appreciate people supporting me, watching them, commenting. I love the fact that I've got this regular group of people that comment, and I really appreciate you all. I don't want to kind of run through loads and loads of names, but you know who you are. There's just the regular, there's probably 10 people that constantly respond, and I'm always really grateful for it. Yeah, keep that coming. You know, I'm really enjoying the fact that it's starting to creep up again on the subscribe. So if you haven't subscribed yet, hitting that thing in the corner really helps me feel like, yes, it's going forward. When it goes down, I'm like, oh no, what did I do? I'm trying not to just watch it, because I think I need to just stop focusing on that stuff and focus on what I'm doing, and then that stuff will take care of itself. But we'll see what happens. I'm enjoying it. I'm amazed at the fact that I'm like 30 something days until I go on holiday, and when I get back from holiday I'll be almost at 150, and then by the time I've turned 33 I'll be nearly at 200 again. Maybe not quite, but that's terrible maths. I think I'll be at like 175 or something. So by the time the kids go back to school I'll be pretty much at 200 episodes, which just seems ridiculous because I don't feel like I've been doing it that long. I don't feel like 200 is that far off. I hate to think what it'll be like getting to like 500 and 1,000 and stuff like that, but I want to do it. I'm here for the long haul. I'm hoping I can slowly upgrade everything as I go and that sort of thing. But anyway, I'm going to shut up because I have gone on. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know which video you think was best. Maybe, if you can be bothered, tell me multiple ones, your top 2 or 3, because that will help me as well. If everyone says their favourite 3 videos were X, X and X, then I know what people want to watch. If lots of people were saying different videos, then it kind of shows me that I'll just continue on, whatever. I don't know, just let me know your favourite ones. It'd be really appreciated. Thanks for watching and thanks for supporting. Here's to another 100 and yeah, thanks again.